Okay, so I've been sitting here staring at the spoilers for Wednesday, February 25, and honestly, my brain is just kind of leaking. Is that the right word? It's like I'm trying to solve a puzzle, but half the pieces are from a different box and the other half are currently on fire. Because the more I look at what's happening in Port Charles right now, the more I feel like I'm the one who needs to be interrogated by Jen Sidwell, not Marco. Actually, wait, let me back up. Before I even get into the Sidwell of it all, I need to talk about the quartermaine situation because it is stressing me out on a level that is probably not healthy. So we've got this whole thing with Harrison Chase and Michael Corinthos. Right. And spoilers for Wednesday say Brooklyn is finally going to ask Chase what he actually did. Which, thank God, because someone needs to ask the direct questions here. Chase is promising he didn't plant the key on Michael's keychain, which, okay, I believe him. We know, or at least I'm pretty sure the spoilers for the next couple of weeks confirmed this, that Willow is the one who planted the key to Drew's place. Right, yeah, row 2, column J definitely said it was Willow, but here's the thing that's bugging me. Chase is going to admit he tested the keys, like, he actually went to Drew's house and tried them. Why would you do that? I get that he's obsessed with taking Michael down, which frankly is a whole other psychological rabbit hole I could go down regarding Chase's inferiority complex or whatever, but risking his entire career and the adoption just to prove a point. Brooklyn is right to ask if it's worth it. Spoiler alert, it's never worth it in Port Charles. You lose your badge, you get suspended, you end up working security at the Metro Court. It's a whole cycle. And wait, speaking of cycles, Michael is going to unleash his wrath soon. I feel like Michael's wrath is less terrifying mob boss and more angry toddler throwing toys. But maybe that's just me being mean. But if he decks Chase, which I think is happening later this week, that's going to be messy. And poor Brooklyn is stuck in the middle playing referee. I don't get why Chase is so fixated. Is it just about the law, or is it personal? It feels personal. It feels like he's projecting something. Or maybe I am overanalyzing and he just really hates Michael. Which fair? Anyway, moving on. Wait, no, I'm not done with the Willow thing. Because if Willow is the one who planted the key and she's juggling this congresswoman thing, and she has to keep drugging Drew, which is still so wild to me, by the way. Willow Kane drug lord, who saw that coming? She is spiraling, and Alexis is gonna figure it out eventually. I think the spoilers mentioned Alexis getting suspicious about the key plant. If Alexis figures out Willow framed Michael before Michael figures it out, that dynamic is gonna be explosive. Willow is supposed to be the good one, right? The nurturing teacher. Now she's going full villain mode, and I am kind of here for it. But also terrified for her children. Okay, sorry, focus. Wednesday. Jason Morgan. So Jason is dealing with Ross Cullum, and this whole situation is giving me anxiety because we all know, we know Jason is leaving this spring. The spoilers have been waving that red flag for weeks. Groundwork being laid for Jason's upcoming exit, Jason gears up for his eventual departure. It's like a ticking clock in the background of every scene he's in. So when Jason asks Jack Brennan, are you saying this guy's a danger to her on Wednesday? Who is her? My first thought was Britt, obviously. Cullum is definitely a danger to Britt. But Jason says he already knows Cullum is a danger to Britt, so it has to be someone else. Jocelyn, Carly, I feel like it might be Jocelyn, especially if she's mixed up in this WSB stuff. Or maybe it is Carly, because everything always circles back to Carly eventually. It's like a law of physics in the GH universe. If a villain breathes in Port Charles, Carly is somehow a target. But if Cullum is threatening Jocelyn to get to Jason, that would explain why Jason is so on edge. And Brennan setting off alarm bells. I love Jack Brennan, by the way. He's so, slippery, but in a fun way. Not like Sidwell, who is just terrifying. Speaking of Sidwell, God, Wyndemere is just a house of horrors right now. Sidwell questioning Marco Rios feels like the calm before a very violent storm. He's gonna sit Marco down for a difficult conversation. In mob speak, that usually means plastic sheets and a silencer, but I think Marco might try to talk his way out of it. The spoilers say Marco might lie and say Lucas knows nothing. But Lucas does know everything. Lucas admitted it. Wait, did he admit it to Sidwell or Britt? Let me check. Okay, yeah, Lucas shocks Britt by admitting Marco told him everything. So Marco spilled the tea, and now Marco has to lie to Sidwell to save his own skin and Lucas's. But Lucas. Oh, Lucas. My sweet, naive doctor. He's going to insist to Britt that they can't get away until he gets her out. The fact that Lucas is willing to put his life on the line for her will no doubt throw Britt for a loop. Yeah, no kidding. Lucas is usually the sensible one. Remember when he was just worrying about adoption paperwork? Now he's trapped on an island. Well, Wyndemere is basically an island, right? Spoon Island with an international arms dealer or whatever Sidwell is. I'm really worried about Lucas learning another important piece of intel on Tuesday, Wednesday. Is it the cold fusion stuff or the WSB connection? If Lucas knows too much, he becomes a liability. And with Jason leaving, I don't want to say Lucas is safe, but usually the characters who aren't leaving survive these things. But Britt is always in danger. I have this bad feeling that this whole storyline is going to end with someone getting their heart broken, and it's probably going to be me. Okay, let me pivot, because if I think about Lucas dying, I'll get upset. Let's talk about Sonny and Justine Turner. This storyline is so weirdly fascinating to me. Jordan Ashford, who, by the way, remains the only person in this town with a functioning brain, half the time is realizing Justine might actually be falling for Sonny. And I'm like, really Justine, the ADA, who is plotting to take him down? But then again, it's Sonny Corinthos. Women falling for him, against their better judgment, is basically a genre of television at this point. So Jordan warns Justine not to get in over her head. Justine claims she's still playing Master Manipulator. Do we believe her? I don't know if I believe her. I think she thinks she's playing him, but Sonny has this way of absorbing people. Does that make sense? Like, you get into his orbit and suddenly you're defending him to your boss? And Rick Lansing. Rick is back in the mix questioning Sonny. Are you sure that she's not trying to play you? Rick asking that is rich considering his history, but he's not wrong. Rick knows a con when he sees one. But here's the twist. What if Sonny knows she's playing him? And he's playing her, playing him. It's like 4D chess, but with more dimples and barware. And if Justine actually catches feelings, that's when she gets sloppy. Jordan points out that Sonny might care now, but if she gets in his way, he'll turn. And he will. We've seen it a million times. Remember? Well, basically anyone who crossed him. Wait, I totally forgot about the Lulu and Nathan thing. Okay, so Maxie chose Spinelli. Did she? The spoilers for next 3 weeks say she struggles to figure out which man she wants. But then later it asks, will Maxie choose Nathan or Spinelli? But then the user input says, although Maxie Jones chose Damian Spinelli, things are still complicated. So she picked Spinelli. Okay? Wow. I mean, Spixie fans are probably screaming, but Nathan. He's Nathan. But if she picked Spinelli, that leaves Nathan wide open for Lulu. And the spoilers say Lulu will hesitate when it comes to exploring a romance with Nathan. Why? Because of Dante, or just because everything is a mess? Actually, it makes sense. Lulu just woke up from a coma not that long ago. Time is weird in soaps. Was it months? Years? I've lost track. And Nathan, well, Nathan has been dead, or whatever. So, them falling into each other's arms seems logical, but also are they just each other's consolation prizes? Oh, Maxie picked the hacker. And Dante is with... Wait, who is Dante with Samus? Oh, right, Sam is gone. Sad face. So, Dante is single, or is he flirting with Justine? No, Justine is with Sonny. See, this is what I mean about my brain leaking. Anyway, if Nathan convinces Lulu to follow their hearts, that's sweet, but I feel like there's a shoe waiting to drop. There's always a shoe. Maybe the shoe is Charlotte. Where is Charlotte in all this? Probably boarding school. Or maybe the shoe is just the general chaos of the Sidwell plot bleeding into everyone's lives. Let's circle back to the Jason Danger thing for a second, because it's bugging me. Jason will end up in Jack Brennan's office. Brennan, a chance to set off more alarm bells. Jack Brennan knows everything. He's like the new Helena Cassadine, but with better suits and less poison tea. If he's warning Jason, it's serious. And if the danger to her is Jocelyn, that puts Carly in Mama Bear mode. And we know Carly and Valentine's alliance is at risk soon too. The spoilers mention Rocco potentially exposing Valentine's hideout. If Valentine gets exposed and Sidwell is on the warpath and Jason is leaving, Are we looking at a massive shootout? I feel like the writers are setting up a cleaning house moment. Jason leaves, maybe fakes his death again, or goes into witness protection, or just drives off into the sunset. Sidwell gets taken down, hopefully, and the pieces land where they may. But Willow is the wild card. I can't stop thinking about Willow planting that key. It's such a specific, petty, dangerous move. It's not just I hate Michael, it's I want to destroy him. And she's doing it while smiling and running for Congress. That is terrifying. And Michael, for all his wrath, has no idea who he's sleeping next to. Well, are they sleeping together? They're married, but they hate each other. Or they're pretending, I forget the exact status of their marriage this week, but they're living in the same house. If Michael decks Chase on Wednesday or later in the week, he's playing right into Willow's hands. She wants him to look unhinged. She wants him to look violent. It helps her case for custody, or just her general plan to be the victim. It's brilliant, actually. Evil, but brilliant. And poor Chase. He's just a pawn. He thinks he's the knight, but he's a pawn. And Brooklyn is the rook? I don't know. Chess? She's the one trying to keep the board from flipping over. Wait, I missed something about Gio. Giovanni Joe Palmieri. The spoilers say he gets wonderful news. Could Gio find out that Emma Scorpio Drake is coming home sooner than he expected? Emma. Little Emma Scorpio Drake. Well, not little anymore. If she's coming back, that's huge for the teen scene or young adult scene. How old are they now? 2019. And if Gio is happy, that's nice. We need some happiness amidst the arms dealers and Congress drugging. But usually when a legacy character like Emma returns, it means trouble. Is she bringing secrets? Is she involved with the WSB too? Her grandmother is Anna Devane, so it wouldn't be a shock.